Hello and welcome. Carnivore Questions Live Thursday night. We are here to answer your questions. We're here to have some fun. We're here to do some giveaways. We've got Adam Lacey, No Carb Barb, and Ashley from Carnivore Brothers here to answer any questions you have. We are not doctors, but we'll do our best or we'll point you in the right direction. Any sort of questions that you have. And please start posting your questions right away. In fact, I'm going to do a quick announcement here. We're going to be giving away a Healing Humanity shirt in color blue. Post your best question right now with hashtag ribeye, or you can post your testimony. If you have found healing by eating a proper human diet, post your testimony in the comments with hashtag ribeye. And we're going to do a drawing shortly. And we'll send you a free shirt, a Healing Humanity shirt, so you can represent and be like one of the cool kids with the cool shirts. All right. Adam, how's it going?
Fantastic, Gary. How are things going with you in the deep freeze of Wisconsin?
Right. I'm trying to stay warm. Not looking forward to the big snow that's coming through. Barb, how's it going?
It's going awesome. It's been a really good day.
All right. And Ashley, Carnivore Brothers, I like your background there. How's it going?
Thank you. It's going great, except I may not be one of the cool kids tonight without my Healing Humanity shirt on. I'm going to have to go grab that now.
Right. Ashley, speaking of your background, what do we have coming up?
Speaking of the background, yes, we've got our South Carolina Charleston meetup. Yeah, we're excited. We just got back from San Diego, which was so much fun. We had a blast there. It was so much fun. It's always great getting to meet people in person. And this, if you are in the Charleston, South Carolina area, which includes all the surrounding states, come on, we would love to meet you in person. I think, Carrie, maybe you'll say something more about it, but I'm telling you, every time we go to one of these, we just meet so many incredible people, incredible carnivores, hear incredible stories of healing. And it's actually always almost more inspiring for us than it is anybody else who attends. We just love it. So hopefully you can come out. We'd love to have you February 21st. That's like a month away, which is crazy. But we've got some great people coming to speak, including Emma, who's recently been added. She'll be there. Jim and Lim Tucker, Mimi Morgan, of course, Adam and Carrie with documentary updates, and myself and Lynn DeVokie, who you see on this Q&A quite frequently. And I believe we need to add Miss Barb to the mix too.
Yeah, Barb's coming too. Oh, it's going to be an amazing really lineup. And you can get those tickets. There's a link in the description below, and don't wait. It's going to be, Mimi's story is incredible. And it took me a lot of effort to convince Emma. Emma was going to come with, but she didn't want to speak, but she's going to be speaking now and sharing her story. So come on out and hear Emma's story, hear Mimi's story, everyone's story. Lynn Tucker, Jim Tucker is going to be there. It's going to be amazing.
Yes. Can't wait. And then big, huge meetup coming up after that in Meat Stock. We aren't the ones putting that on, but we are going to have a huge representation there with lots of Healing Humanity going on. And that's Meat Stock. That's in May 1st through 3rd. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you need to get those tickets pretty quickly. I know they're going to sell out. It's a huge lineup with unbelievable. Anybody and everybody in the carnivore space is going to be there pretty much. And I know Barb's helping to put some of that together as well. Me and my brother will be cooking a lot of the meats there. So come ready to eat good. If you're going to be one of the guests eating at one of the VIP events, it's going to be amazing.
Use code Healing Humanity for $50 off meatstockconvention.com. Awesome. So we're going to be giving away some prizes. Make sure you post your best question. And you also have to make sure that you are following each of the individuals on the screen. Adam, No Carb Barb, and Carnivore Brothers Ashley. I have links in the description below for each of them. That's the only thing you have to do to qualify, other than posting a really awesome question with hashtag ribeye. Should we jump into some questions?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Hey, before we do that, we got a celebrity in the house, Bill and Daisy in Alaska. I'm not talking about Bill. I'm talking about Daisy. Bill and Daisy in Alaska became a YouTube member. That is awesome. For those of you that are living under a rock, you're missing out. Bill and Daisy in Alaska have a brand new YouTube channel. He posted his first video. So go make sure to subscribe. It's such an unfortunate thing. His previous channel was hacked. He had so much great content on there. But when one door closes, another one opens. He's got an amazing new channel now, and the real star of the show is there, Daisy. So go subscribe to Bill and Daisy in Alaska. And our first question here is from Flourish 365 with Jenna. Hello from Michigan. Do any of you have experience living with a special needs child, young adult, starting carnivore? I would love to stay in touch. I do not. Do any of you?
I do not personally, but I know at least one individual, two really, that have had experience with special needs. So I don't know if there's a question in there, or you've got some other things that you're just wanting to follow along to see. But as I'll steal a line from Dr. Berry, if the proper human diet is the proper human diet for every human. So whether special needs and their situation probably more so than obviously I do. But if the question in there about is carnivore the right diet, I would say absolutely.
Yeah. Barb, Adam, any experience in that regard?
I don't, but I believe it's Louise Benning in the UK. I believe that she has a child with special needs. So maybe search for her on YouTube and make a connection with her. I'll try to find to see if she has an actual YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure she does. I'm not sure if it's active, but I'm pretty sure she has an account on there.
All right. And the only other thing I wanted to add was I wish I had a resource to give you. I don't, but I get so many comments on my YouTube channel, and I have had many comments from many parents that have had incredible success in this regard with their children. There's been a couple documentaries as well. I remember one story in particular, nonverbal autistic started speaking after a really young child, after feeding them carnivore. So I've heard lots of stories. Hopefully that provides a little bit of encouragement, but the community here is amazing. So if anyone in the chat has any resources, please share them here with Flourish 365. All right, our next question is from Duke Buffalo. We'll give this one to Barb. Barb, is it okay to stay in ketosis for a long period of time?
Hey, Duke, absolutely. Actually, being in ketosis, that diet has been researched more than any other diet, and it is absolutely safe to be there. And if you think about it, carnivore is just an extreme version of keto. It's much, much lower carb than some of the keto diets. So yes, the research is there. And I think any of us on here, I know that I've pretty much been in ketosis for nearly 2 years now, and I feel great.
Absolutely. All right. We've got a testimony from McDaniel. Carnivore is helping me heal my body.
That's
Love
awesome.
to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Bob Eater. Oh, thank you, Bob. Bob gifted 5
Wow.
Homestead How memberships. We really appreciate that. Thank you, Bob.
That's awesome.
Every penny we get from every membership forever on my YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube for, I think, 11 years now. Only had a membership for couple years, but every penny from all those memberships goes to our Healing Humanity Project. So we really appreciate that. Bob, thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right, here's a question for Adam. Adam, what are your thoughts on cream cheese?
Well, I don't eat cream cheese. I don't eat much dairy because I have issues with acne. So, there's a lot of people out there that can actually tolerate the cream cheese. If you have autoimmune conditions, sometimes dairy can be inflammatory. So you got to be careful of that. If you're histamine intolerant, there's certain cheeses that are going to be higher in histamine as well. So you got to be careful of that. It's again, we're not here to give you nutritional advice or be your doctor or anything like that. But if you enjoy it and it's not causing you a problem, I say go for it.
All right. And Melissa has a question for Ashley. Do you ever do local meetups? I believe you are in Texas, correct? Would love to go to a meetup someday, but would need to be local for now.
Yes, we definitely do. I'm in the Dallas, Fort Worth area. I live in a town called Roanoke, and we have definitely had some meetups in our area. We've done some local you know, 10 to 20 people, which has been fun. In fact, and then sometimes when we have people coming to town, like let's see, Christopher Brandlin's coming in on the 31st. There's actually, he's got a little meetup planned where we're going to go out to eat, and then he's going to go ride a bull in a rodeo, which is insane, but he's going to do it. And we're going to go watch him. So if you'd love more information about that, if that's local-ish enough for you, email me, Ashley at healinghumanity.movie, Ashley at healinghumanity.movie, and I'll get you the details for sure. But yeah, anything in the DFW area and anything tied in with Healing Humanity, I'll generally have a good knowledge about it, and I'll be happy to share the details.
All right. Here's a question. How does carnivore work for people with hypothyroidism? Does it reverse it? Thanks, guys. You are the best. I don't know. Anyone got any thoughts on hypothyroidism, Barb?
So a good friend of mine, Jenny Middich, is hypothyroidism. She actually has Hashimoto's, which is the autoimmune form of that. And I know that she has found tremendous healing with carnivore. And to say if it's going to reverse it, I don't know if we can make that claim, but I do think it will definitely help. I know Jenny's watched her thyroid antibodies continue to go down as she continues on the carnivore diet. And she's close to 3 years in, about the same time as Carrie, I think. Also, I have another friend who suffers from it and has had good success with carnivore. So I definitely think it is the way to go. How quickly you will heal, don't know, but hey, it doesn't hurt to try.
Absolutely. All right. Hello, Carrie. Oh, this is my mom. Looking forward to Meat Stock. Yeah,
Celebrity in the house right there. There you go.
Yeah, my mom and stepdad, who are long-term carnivores, by the way, approaching 3 years, maybe surpassed 3 years at this point, going to be coming out to Meat Stock. So yeah, Mom, Emma's going to be there too, and so is Katie. Everyone's going to be at Meat Stock. Literally, everyone's going to be there. If you guys can get to one event, that's going to be something at Meat Stock. All the good doctors. Regarding the earlier question about the children with special needs, Pop Eater mentioned the movie called The Magic Pill, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I was thinking of that movie. That's a really good movie. They were focused mostly on the ketogenic diet, but there was a child in that movie that went strict keto and just had remarkable changes. So that's one to watch. I think it's on I think it's free. I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime. All right. We've got another question. Hashtag ribeye. Hey, what do you do if you bought a pricey piece of meat, cook it with a great technique, sous vide plus pan searing, and it turns out horrible? That sounds like a question for either Ashley or Adam, our resident meat smokers and cookers.
I can help with this because I know that in the sous vide process, there can be complications with bacteria. So lactobacillus in particular, because you're cooking at such a low temperature for a long period of time, there's certain bacteria that will not die in that cooking process. So it can essentially just keep multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. So what people typically do to prevent this from happening is obviously have as fresh of cut of meat as you can. If you're not sure, then what you can do is after you vacuum seal it, you're going to boil some water and you're going to put that sealed bag of meat in the boiled water for no more than 30 seconds. So 20 to 30 seconds. And then run it under cold water or put it in a bowl with cold water to cool it down quickly so it's not going to cook the meat. And then after it's been in the water for, I don't know, a couple minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, then you can sous vide cook it. And what that does is it makes sure it kills as much of that bacteria off of the outside of the meat that's going to cause the problem and give you an off taste or flavor. And maybe you can throw in the comments like what it actually tasted like. But most people, I've had it happen to me like twice, and because I'm too lazy to do that process I just told you about. So it's kind of a sour flavor, almost like you'd put yogurt on it. So, and I definitely didn't care for that for sure.
I've been using the sous vide machine a lot. Adam got me hooked on it. It is a heck of a good method. Although I find it I used to just be able to toss a steak on the grill and be done with it. Now I got to go through this complicated process, but it is so good. Ashley or Barb, have either of you used the sous vide?
Got a chuck roast in there right now. So
As we
nice.
speak.
yep, I'm doing the old smoke it first method, and then I just throw it in the sous vide. I'm gonna let it go for 24, 48 hours. 48 if I can stand it. 24 if I just have to eat it tomorrow, and then we'll
So
see.
24. It'll be 24.
Probably 24.
Awesome. All right. Here's another comment from the earlier one. Autistic stepson did great on gluten dairy free, said he felt amazing, adult now, and needs to make better choices. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that. Autism seems to improve any, potential negative challenges that they may have. Seems to improve with people eating a low carb or gluten free, ketogenic, carnivore type diet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And,
somebody you might want to check out, Christy at Meeting Wellness. Her son, Zach, has a severe sensory disorder similar to autism, and he has found fantastic healing with the carnivore diet. Like, he is a completely different kid.
You took the words out of my mouth. She was at our San Diego meetup and shared some of that testimony. It was fantastic. So yeah, it's amazing to see the difference. And how she said that he really changed his own diet based on how good he was feeling and the results. He just continued to, he was like, he doesn't go to the junk food anymore. He doesn't go to any of the rest of that. He followed her example, and just love to hear stories like that.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite stories because we're talking about children and healing. It's awesome. She's got a great YouTube channel. She's talked about it before on her channel. Meeting Wellness. Check out Christy at Meeting Wellness. All right. Question for Barb. Can you drink too much electrolytes? I'm always thirsty and plain water just doesn't cut it.
Okay, well, I'm going to say you can drink too much water. And yes, I think you can drink too many electrolytes or too much of anything. But I think it's really important to make sure you are getting a good balance of electrolytes. And I would say if you're adding electrolytes to your water, I mean, drink to thirst. I know there's a lot out there that, some influencers say, drink 3 gallons of water or whatever, but really trust your body. And you do need those electrolytes, that sodium, potassium, magnesium, that's important. So make sure you're getting that in and not just drinking the plain water, because your body's going to keep saying, hey, I need more. And you're just going to keep drinking and it's not going to satisfy you.
Yeah. Great feedback. I struggled with that on carnivore. It was one of the only issues I had on carnivore when I first started. I just drank so much water because I think I was kind of brainwashed my whole life. You got to drink X gallons of water or whatever. And I was actually diluting my electrolytes. When I had my blood work done, my sodium levels were shockingly low, which was a huge shock to me because I put so much salt on my food all the time. But I was diluting it by just drinking too much water. So that can be a thing. All right. Also in Wisconsin, getting ready for the -degree weather coming our way. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. We got a question from Stevie, and we're going to be doing a drawing in just a couple minutes for Healing Humanity shirt in color blue. Make sure to post your best question with #ribeye. Been doing carnivore since 1/7/25 and have been on a stall since May. Went to the doctor to get blood work done for possible thyroid issues. Any recommendations on what else to do for a stall? What do you think, Adam?
Well, the stall can be for many different things. Your body could be healing. Really, we need more input with this. What you're actually eating. When you're eating. Eating within a shorter window can help with something like this, or potentially not even eating a meal, skipping a meal. There's lots of different strategies that you can go through to potentially break a stall. If you're eating dairy, that can usually cause a stall as well. High cortisol. So if you're under a lot of stress a lot of the time, that can definitely affect your blood sugar and affect weight loss as well. So really, it's almost some people, when they're in a situation with a stall, they almost need a coach. I'm not selling anything, but a lot of times it's somewhat complicated to work through these things and really get to a solution that's actually going to fix something. So what's your guys' thoughts on that?
One other thing I'd add is just because we've seen this a number of times too, when somebody's in a stall, is just mix up the routine a little bit. If you're in a very consistent pattern, a consistent routine, try mixing it up. If all you do is one meal a day, maybe you're not eating enough, which oddly enough seems, kind of counterintuitive to losing weight, but eating a little bit more, having breakfast and dinner may make a positive jump in the healing process and the weight loss process. So yeah, mix up your routine a little bit. If you're one of those creatures of habits that's just in this very steady routine, that may help as well.
All right. Here's a question for the group. Having spoken to so many different people, have you ever heard of visual snow symptoms going away on carnivore?
I
don't know
what that is.
Visual snow symptoms means.
I just Googled it real quick. It's a neurological condition where you see like spots and see things in your vision. So I was just going to say, I haven't heard of that in particular. I've never heard of visual snow. I had to Google it myself. I don't know if Barb or anyone else has, but the only thing I can say is I have heard so many stories of people with vision improvements and so many stories of people like when they say, do you think carnivore will help with X or do you think carnivore will help with Y? Not that I'm trying to overhype carnivore. I almost always say yes, because if you can get rid of inflammation and you can strengthen your immune system and you can improve your sleep and you can do all of these things, it seems like it would help with most conditions. Setting yourself up, setting your body up for healing in the best way possible by doing all of those things. But I don't know about that condition particularly. Maybe someone in the chat does. Have you run across that one, Barb?
I have not run across that.
Yeah, so
I've not
maybe
run across that particular condition, but Jordan Peterson's famous for saying that he lost the floaters in his eyes, and plenty of people that we've interviewed that had floaters resolved themselves eating a carnivore diet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably not the same thing, but
yeah, potentially. I forgot he said that. That's right. Floaters in the eye went away right away. So many vision changes too. We talked about this, I think, on a previous Thursday night, but we're hoping at some point with the Healing Humanity series after the documentary to do episodes. And I want to do a whole episode on vision changes because it's remarkable the number of people. And it's a really cool thing because they all have it in their medical records. They went to get their eyeglasses before and they had their eyes checked before. It's in their medical records, and then they go after, and the doctor's usually shocked or surprised that they're seeing improvements. We don't usually see improvements in vision. So Walrus 333, hopefully some other folks in the comments maybe have some more feedback as well. We are going to do the drawing for the Healing Humanity shirt in just a minute. We're going to take another question here. Oh, back to the sous vide issue. He said it was tough and flavorless. I've had superb results, but occasionally a dud.
Sometimes you get a dud with the meat too. I've had that happen too, where, it just, I don't know how else to explain it other than it was a tough piece of meat, which it shouldn't have been tough, but I've had that happen too. So I don't know if it was the process or the meat, but I've definitely had that happen. Not very often, but it happens occasionally.
yeah. Well, I mean, what I've had in my experience, if it was chuck roast or something like that, if you over-sear it, it can get tough again, which is crazy because you cooked it for so long. So you just got to be careful that you're not overheating it. And let's say you cooked it at 135 and you seared it right away, it'll actually start cooking the inside even more, and it actually will toughen up. But I'm not sure what kind of cut of meat that you were cooking there, but that can happen.
All right. Carrie has a question. Again, we're not giving medical advice. We're not doctors, but let's see what we got here. Been carnivore 7 months and feel great. Feel great. Just had labs done today and the results are crazy. Total cholesterol 789, trigs 211, HDL 73, LDL 674, glucose 111, bun 28. 62-year-old female, 5'5", 105 pounds. Help.
Barb, you may have some insight into this one.
That's a tough one there. I mean, just looking at those numbers, definitely it's not unusual on carnivore for your cholesterol to increase. And I'm not sure what it was beforehand. That would be really interesting to know what your baseline is. I mean, if this is how your blood work has looked in the past, then that may make sense if it's slightly higher. Definitely, I would say, follow up with your doctor on this. This to me isn't something where I would say, oh my goodness, this isn't the diet for you. But I do think it needs further investigation just to find out what's going on in your body. Have you had a CAC score or CT angiogram? So I really think you should follow up just to be sure, get some advice on that to make sure that nothing else is going on.
Yeah.
I agree. Definitely get that CAC score done for sure, just to make sure there's nothing going on, like Barb said. And how are these numbers in relation to yours, Barb? Because I know you're on the higher end.
Yeah, I'm a lean mass hyperresponder. My numbers are not quite that high. And just looking at the pattern there, her triglycerides are a little bit higher and that kind of thing. So again, I really think that it would be great if she had a baseline and to just look into this a little bit further.
Yeah. That's what jumped out to me is the lean mass hyperresponder at 105 pounds to begin with.
One thing to add to this as well is, it's always important to know what you ate before you had your blood work done as well. So if you had like MCT oil or something like that, it's going to really significantly affect your triglycerides and your cholesterol numbers when you get your blood work. So something to consider as well.
But yeah, and even if you drank coffee the day of your blood work or day before, coffee can actually increase your triglycerides. So just to make sure that you are fasting completely. And yeah, like Adam said, there's so many things that can swing your numbers that honestly, they recommend like a week before to try to be really careful and clean with what you're eating and ideally cut out coffee for that long if you're a coffee drinker, which is tough for some people, but that's the best way to get an accurate result.
Yeah. My only other thought was, when are you doing this? But then I read it again. You said 7 months, which is, I think, pretty good. Maybe the cusp. I know a lot of doctors recommend wait at least 6 months. So you're at 7 months, but still kind of close because there's a lot of crazy fluctuations when you first start carnivore in your blood work. The other thing that's really interesting too is, like they mentioned, depending on what you ate, stress can be another one. If you happen to go in there really stressed, for example, or some outside factors that you wouldn't necessarily consider that could affect your numbers. I once had blood work done, and then like a week later, I had blood work done again. And I was completely fasted both times. Like, I'm very strict carnivore, and the numbers just blew my mind how drastically different they were a week apart, eating the exact same thing, doing the test at the same time of the day. Sometimes those numbers it's almost like we should do these tests, especially when you get something like that, you should do them a couple times. But I love what Barb said earlier, and Adam too, that maybe the CAC scan, advanced lipid panel is another one. You could do some additional testing and maybe even just get the same lab work done later and maybe consider if there was any into that first test, like stress or coffee or eating something. All right. We got to do the drawing. Let's do one more question because I forgot to do something. Nancy says, I just started my carnivore journey 6 days ago. Carrie, you are so motivating and inspirational. Did you ever think that this would be a passion in life for you? Wow. No, I did not. That's an understatement.
Right.
No, I definitely did not. It's interesting when people say you're motivating and inspirational, because I was the polar opposite of motivating and inspirational before this, but never in a million years thought I'd be doing this. But there's nothing I would rather be doing. It's incredible hearing these stories every single day, hearing stories of people finding hope and healing, and nothing I'd rather be doing. So thank you for the nice words. I really appreciate it.
While you're getting that ready, I'll chime in and say, because I hear you say it quite often at our meetups, and that is that, you were going to do one video on your 30-day, try this carnivore thing and do one video after 30 days. And that's where it started, right? So it's just funny. Did you ever envision doing all of this, creating a documentary, creating a movement the way the following that's come along with this. And I think Adam will agree. We're just at the beginning. Once this documentary comes out, it's very exciting to see what's going to continue to happen.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for everyone to see it. That's the biggest question Adam and I get all the time. When's it going to be ready? And we've got some really exciting news. We can't share it all with you, but we're so close. So can't wait for everyone to watch it. Stay tuned. All right, we're going to give away Healing Humanity shirt in color blue. Do we have a drum roll tonight?
We do.
Drum roll, please. The winner of a Healing Humanity shirt in color blue is Debbie. Congratulations, Debbie. Adam, where can Debbie claim her prize?
Well, Carrie, Debbie can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Ashley will promptly send you your shirt. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Debbie. All right, we're going to do one more drawing. This one is going to be for #life. So post your best question with #life or your testimony, and you could win. At the end of this call, we're going to be giving away a 30-day free membership to healinghumanity.life. It is a membership site. We do about 12 Zoom calls per week, doctors, experts, Q&As. We just got off our Thursday night Inspire Together call. We have our Breaking Addictions calls. There's courses in there. It is a community to help you on a path to healing. Post your best question or testimony with #life. All right. And our next question is, we got a comment from Barbara, another great YouTube channel, Grandma's Crochet Corner. I used to see spots in my vision, but I haven't had the problem in months. Awesome.
There you go. Speaks to that other question.
All right. And we've got Bride's Biscuit. Have an autoimmune disease, strict carnivore with dairy, no adverse symptoms such as digestive, skin, mood, sleep, etc. Any reason for elimination or even way to test in panels since no feedback now?
Oh, here, I'll jump in and take this one since I am also an autoimmune disease sufferer. And unfortunately, dairy does not work for me. If you're feeling okay, but you're wondering, hey, is dairy affecting me? What I would do is just try cutting it out and see how you feel. Cut it out for at least 2 or 3 weeks and then try introducing it back. See if you feel any different. It may be something that you feel even better than you feel now after you cut it out, or it may be something where, hey, it doesn't bother you at all. I mean, I would love to have dairy. I miss that. People say, hey, on carnivore, what do you miss the most? I actually miss something that is carnivore. I love cheese, but cheese does not love me.
Yep, I can add to that. So there is blood work that you could have done to test and see if the dairy is actually causing an issue too. There's quite a few inflammation markers that you can look at. One of the main ones is the CRP, C-reactive protein, or the high sensitivity C-reactive protein are good ones to look at. So that's something that you can actually measure and look at and see if it's affecting you or not.
Good stuff. Hey, it's our good buddy Brett from Hoosier Carnivore, gifted 5 Homestead How memberships. Thank you, Brett. You are too generous. Really appreciate that.
Amazing.
We've got a question for Adam. Adam, when is the documentary coming out?
I need to check with my boss. Carrie, when's it coming out?
Soon. Very, very soon. Very soon. Hey, I'll just make a comment real quick because it is a really good question. People are so excited. We're so excited. We had to finish the documentary before we could make an agreement with any distributor on where it'll go out and when it'll go out. That is the best advice we've gotten from major film production companies that we've partnered with and documentary filmmakers. So that's the reason, because a lot of people are like, shouldn't they know by now? And we're this close. It's so close. So we have been saying early 2026, and that's still what we're saying. So stay tuned. And we mentioned this earlier on our members call, but we have some exciting developments and we're much closer than we think. So Good things are coming very soon. Thank you for your patience. It'll be worth the wait. All right. Hey, Mason, how many of you on the panel eat fermented foods? I feel it's healthy. I do not include sugar, added fermented foods. Hashtag ribeye. This must be a question for me. Well, I'll just lead off. I have added fermented yogurt. I did a video a while back where I was drinking some sauerkraut juice and everyone went crazy. And I said in that video, I only did that like twice. I wasn't a huge fan, but I do make my own Dr. Davis El Ruderoy yogurt. It's homemade yogurt. And it's funny how some people got upset with the whole thing because I'm like, 99% of carnivores have dairy. I never had dairy for 1,000 days on carnivore, but I have a little bit of dairy. Basically, I have a spoonful of yogurt, probably 3 or 4 times a week with a meal, and it's clean yogurt that I make from scratch myself. And there's a lot of arguments online. It's interesting when you talk about fermented foods. It's kind of like talking about fasting. Some people just freak out. You can't fast. It's so horrible for you. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling people what to do. I don't understand the science behind it, but I feel a lot better when I do it. And I'm not telling anybody else what to do. And I've talked to some really smart, good doctors that have said the same. The reason that I did it, before I continue rambling, is I like to do whatever's ancestrally appropriate. Eating meat, fasting, drinking water, those things are all ancestrally appropriate. However, my gut was horribly damaged. I was diagnosed with Barrett's esophagus. I had ulcers in my stomach. I had years of antibiotics that wrecked my gut. And so for those reasons, I'm not ancestrally appropriate. I damaged my gut, and I'm using the fermented foods and the yogurt to try to heal my gut. And I feel like it has based on the results that I've had. But that's my story on it. Anyone else here doing any fermented foods, or am I the only crazy one?
That would be you.
Just me?
Well, no, I will say I have been carnivore for almost 3 years now, and there has been a few occasions where I've done some sauerkraut and some kimchi for the exact same reason. But I wouldn't say consistent enough to really know yes, no, if it's helpful or not. Not enough that I could actually speak to it. But I have tried it a little bit because I've been curious myself.
Right. For me, like, I don't know if it's a thing for everyone, but maybe it's a thing for no one. I don't know. I'm just sharing my story. The only reason I shared it too was because it was a remarkable change when I started adding that back in. I already felt amazing on carnivore. I felt like I was at the top, but I felt like I was able to go a couple notches up, which I didn't think was possible. And the only other thing I'll say is I've talked to a couple doctor experts. One person in particular, Malia, I had on my channel, and she specializes in gut health. And she works with people that are seriously, seriously ill. And this is something that she advocates for if you have major gut issues, like some of us may have. She advocates for bone broth, soft meats, and fermented foods to heal your gut. So
I will add one thing to that real quick. So like Carrie said, everybody's different. So, you have to do what's best for you. A lot of times when people go carnivore, especially strict carnivore, because the fat is so antimicrobial, it will kill off certain populations of bacteria and fungus in the gut, which could leave an imbalance. And for some people, adding some probiotics in might help. But other people, if they start adding probiotics in, there's conditions where it could feed off of the protein and cause an overgrowth. So you really, it's an N equals 1, right? So you need to make sure that you know what you have first, really, before you start implementing these things, unless you want to live like you're in the Wild West, which a lot of us do. I did. I just jumped all in. But yeah, so that's why it's when you go on antibiotics and it kills off so much of this bacteria, it's important that what you feed yourself with, feeding yourself with carbs and stuff is obviously going to cause an overgrowth of bacteria that's going to cause candida and things like that. So really just, I would encourage everyone, if you're going to start doing something like that, maybe get some tests done to find out exactly what bacteria you have in your gut, because then you can do a more targeted approach of what you want to add. Because you could add the wrong thing and it could really mess people up, and some people have done that. But you can add certain things and it might put things back in balance for you if things were out of balance.
Yeah. Yeah, great advice. And don't change your diet because you see some idiot on YouTube change their diet. I'm talking about myself. Make your own decisions. Like there's been other influencers that said, "Oh, I added this or I changed this," and there's some people that just jump on the bandwagon. It's like you're on your own journey. Do your own tests. Do your own research. Be curious. If you feel like maybe something someone's doing could help you, then do some more research and dig into it. Make your own decision, but don't do it solely because someone else is doing it. We're all on different journeys, and what I'm doing now is vastly different than I would have done day one on carnivore or week one on carnivore. It's always a changing thing. So,
Yep. Good point.
Bill and Daisy in Alaska has a new video out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Tell your friends and family so I can get my channel back up.
Yes.
Please, everyone, go help Bill out. Bill has been an amazing member, inspiring so many people to find healing, going out of his comfort zone, doing these YouTube videos. Didn't want to do them, inspiring so many people. He's got his new channel up now at Bill and Daisy Alaska. Go blow up his channel right now. Subscribe, watch his old video, leave a bunch of thumbs up, share it on Facebook. All right. Will Nanny, do you all eat butter? I've heard differing opinions on dairy. I eat a lot of butter. You guys eat butter?
Yes.
I do eat butter.
Yes, and I do, even though I don't tolerate most dairy, I do tolerate butter.
Yeah.
Love butter.
Same here.
The only controversy on butter, the only change I had on butter is when I first started carnivore, I melted my butter and I would dip the steak in it, and melted butter versus cold butter is a completely different thing. So something to keep in mind if you're new to carnivore. A lot of times melted butter can upset your stomach, whereas the cold butter, not as much. Plus, I just like the cold butter better. Cold butter better. Susan says, I love that I watched you a few weeks before your 24-hour live video with fellow carnivores. Wow, Susan, that goes way back. Please don't. We're not allowed to talk about the 24-hour live stream here either.
Right.
Too. We get PTSD. I was actually sitting right here where I'm sitting right now. And just a minor correction. It actually ended up being 27 hours.
Right.
And I turned the live stream off that Adam keeps reminding me. I turned it off about hour 12 right into it with like 1,700 people on.
That was
Wrong button.
classic.
I hit the wrong button.
Whoops.
What's up, guys? Do you feel hamburger is equal to steak?
Well, I mean, in flavor, it depends, I guess. For me, I probably prefer steak, but as far as nutrient profile, it's kind of up and down with both. They're probably pretty equal.
Yeah. Nutrients, I would say so. Preference on it. Honestly, you can make a pretty darn good burger. So it's a great fat content. And it depends on who you ask, right? So Jen would say burgers all the way, but I'm a ribeye guy. So
I would say I prefer steak. And the thing with hamburger, although it is also delicious, if you have histamine issues, that may be something just to watch. That ground beef is higher in histamine. So just kind of watch that. But otherwise, I mean, I agree. It's equally nutritious.
Yeah. It's been a huge part of my carnivore journey. I like to do YouTube videos cooking steak, but the truth is it's been ground beef has been if I had a pie chart, that would take up most of the pie chart for my time on carnivore. Ground beef and eggs, burger patties, all that good stuff. Hey, we got a $50 super chat from PK6201. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
amazing.
We'll try to look for your comment. Sometimes
Yeah.
they don't post it, and it's hard to understand where to actually put the comments. So we'll try to look and see for your question or your comment.
Yeah, if you intended to put one, please post it again or post it 3 or 4 times so we don't miss it. We don't want to miss it, but it didn't come through on here. But we really appreciate the super chat. Every penny from those goes towards the documentary. And we're on the home stretch and the most expensive part right now, editing, packaging, and getting into the marketing of it all. So thank you so much. All right. My journey to be seizure-free, been on carnivore diet for 22 days. That is incredible. And based on your username there, I had a gentleman on my channel that was carnivore and coaching people for overcoming seizures. Hundreds of people. Just incredible results. Sorry, I could talk forever, but one last thing. My neighbor who's Amish, he has family. He said, Carrie, you're like half the man you used to be. What happened? I hadn't seen him in a year. He saw me before carnivore, and then after. I told him about carnivore. He didn't know what I was talking about. I said, do you know keto? And he said, I know keto. I have a cousin, and in the Amish community, they've used the ketogenic diet to treat seizures for generations. It's been passed down. So
Yeah.
congratulations
so
on 22 days.
Yeah, that's great. What's interesting is they knew this back in 1921. So over 100 years ago, a ketogenic diet was a very, very good solution for epilepsy. And I don't know why we're still in this position today where it's people just have to kind of discover this thing on their own. It's sad.
Yeah, right.
We're born into ketosis. It shouldn't be that crazy. Shouldn't be that nuts. PK61, another super chat, $10. I hope you weren't trying to post another question. Oh, actually, here you go. You have all been so inspiring. Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
These comments are very inspiring. We appreciate it. All right. Another question we have here. I'm going to try to rapid fire. We got a lot of great questions coming in. If you want to get your question in, post it quick. We'll try to rapid fire the rest of these. #life. We're giving away a membership to healinghumanity.life for 30 days. And just real quick, because a whole bunch of people jumped on after our announcement, we are going to be in Charleston, South Carolina, February 21st. An incredible lineup of speakers. There's a link in the description below if you want to register. Do it quick. All right, our next question is, how can we get more young people like me to get on the carnivore diet? 18, by the way. The best way, I'll take this one. The best way is you. You be an example. You go out there and be an example to your peers. I'm like 45 years old. It's hard for me to inspire an 18-year-old, but you can inspire people in your age group. So I would recommend that. And if you have a young person, an 18-year-old friend, and maybe they're suffering, maybe they have type 2 diabetes or depression, send them videos of other 18-year-old or people in our age group at least that have found healing. There's so many videos online that you can find to inspire people. Adam's done videos. I've done videos. Everyone here has done amazing videos. Dave Mack has tons of videos from people healing of all ages.
And I love it. Sorry, I know you're going to go rapid fire. I got to say this though real quick. I would love to have more young people doing it as well, because I really just feel like if you start a lot younger than all of us did, imagine what it's going to be like for you when you turn 40, when you turn 50. And I'm super inspired by some of those. And there's one over my shoulder here.
Emma. Yeah, I was going to say, I probably should have mentioned that. My daughter, Emma, she's 18 and she's Emma the Carnivore. She has a YouTube channel. She does a lot of cooking videos. So there you go. I have 3 18-year-olds that are eating a proper human diet. Parody Mike is asking, I've heard raw coconut oil is good for the brain. I feel like there may be some plants that aren't trying to kill us. What do you think, Adam?
Well, if you're
what
coming
would Dr. Chafee say?
Definitely plants are trying to kill you. But if you're coming from a standard American diet, or if maybe you're eating a vegetarian diet or something like that, this is definitely going to help you out in that case. But I mean, to be honest with you, if you're carnivore, these things really aren't necessary. Unless you like the flavor and it doesn't really cause you any issues. Yeah, I particularly don't like the flavor of coconut, but yeah, like I said, it could be beneficial for some.
All right. Rapid fire. Here we go. How can I break through the mental barrier of fat is bad? It's been drummed in for so long. Barb, you got any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, you just got to rewire the way you're thinking and just look at it as, hey, this is something that's going to nourish my body. It's good. And realize that the whole fat is bad thing is total propaganda. There's a big, long history with that. But yeah, just know that the science is there, that fat is good for you.
Yeah, 100%. And I get it because I thought the same thing. And now in retrospect, I am so thankful I found this way of eating precisely because of the fat. When I added fat back into my diet, my hormones regulated, my sleep improved. Fat is a precursor to our hormones. Our brains are made of fat. Like, we've been eating fat since the start of time. We shouldn't be scared of it. We should be scared of not having it. You look at populations that avoid fat because it's been demonized, and there's epidemics of depression and fertility issues, all things that are related to our hormones. Scrapper 1734 had blood tested yesterday after 3 months carnivore. 333 cholesterol, HDL 55, triglycerides 118, LDL 257. Doctor will recommend a statin. Do I need one? Everything else is normal.
Well, we're not doctors and we're not giving medical advice, but I would just do your research on the statins. And if you really look into the studies regarding statins, they are negligible. And matter of fact, there's probably more side effects that you'll get from taking a statin from an actual benefit. Basically, the benefit that they show is not statistically significant. So it's really up to you whether you want to spend that money or not.
Yeah. I would say do some more research. Like Adam said, the statins are crazy. 1 in 100 people see a benefit from statins. Research that. I'm not making that number up. 99 out of 100 people that take statins see zero benefit. It's crazy. They manipulate those. They use absolute risk and relative risk. And when you look at a commercial, they'll say 50% reduction in heart disease. And that's because it goes from 2 out of 100 to 1 out of 100. It's completely misleading marketing. The other thing is you're only 3 months carnivore. And a lot of the good doctors recommend waiting till 6 months so your body's in homeostasis before you get some of that blood work done. You could go get your blood tested tomorrow and have drastically different results. So I would dig into those things some more. Maybe consider CAC scan or advanced lipid panel as well if you're worried about your heart. All right. Andy Girl just hopped on. First live I catch. This is my favorite carnivore channel. Thinking is starting my own to document my journey. Please do. Start your own YouTube channel. Do it. I will personally promote it for you. Reach out. All right. Dino says, I would like to thank you. I have been diabetic for over 4 years, type 2, and I am no longer on medication. A1C is 5.7. Good
done.
job, Dino. Awesome.
A lot of people reverse their type 2 diabetes.
Ashley knows all about that. Susan says, I would love another 24 hours as you have more people to take over on the video and more energy. Let's go. Barb's smiling. Barb, are you up for a 24 hours? We could do.
Let's just stay on. We'll just do it right now.
Let's do it.
Ashley, you in?
I'll take my
Let's do it.
Right? We could do 6 hours each. We'll hand it off. We'll
I stayed up for 24 hours watching you know.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Right.
Andy Girl has a good question. What is the sweet spot where people start seeing the incredible results?
Yeah, I know it's different for everybody, so it's a hard one to answer. Depending on where you're coming from and whatever. But I would say most people that we hear, that sweet spot really hits about the 1 month to 3 months in that time frame where they really start feeling, wow, something is totally different here. So I don't know where you're at in your journey. I think she said it in a previous comment, but anyway, I think that's what you guys think. Is that about right? 1 month to 3 month time frame usually?
Yeah, it's tricky. Like you said, everyone's on their own journey. It depends on what you have to heal. And a lot of us don't even know what we have to heal, what's going on internally with your liver and visceral fat and things like that. But a lot of people we talk to, it's usually 3 weeks to a month, they notice a whoa moment. That's not complete healing, but something interesting is happening, usually inflammation going away. But the real incredible results really depends on the individual for sure.
I mean, we had a lady at our last meetup who hadn't done carnivore before. She started doing carnivore and literally the next day said her knee pain that she's had for a long time was feeling way better. Day 2, it was almost gone in like 2 days. So some people see immediate reactionary stuff. Others take a little longer.
Carnivore Junkie asks, what is the best way to get rid of flabby skin?
I would say fasting is probably one of the best ways to do that. And of course, it's something that's going to take time, but eating the carnivore diet and throwing in some intermittent fasting and some longer fasts, I believe that will really help.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we are getting near the end of the hour. We have to do a final drawing here for Healing Humanity membership. So we're going to do that now. We've got some entries here. Here we go. The winner of a Healing Humanity 30-day free membership goes to McDaniel Linda. Congratulations, McDaniel Linda. You have won a 30-day membership. How can McDaniel Linda claim their prize, Adam?
Well, Carrie, McDaniel Linda can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Lynn will send you a coupon code. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Awesome. All right. Before we wrap things up, Adam, do you have anything coming up on Carnivore today people should check out?
I do not, but I have plans in the works, so stay tuned. Don't leave me just yet, everybody.
Don't leave them yet. Go subscribe if you haven't. What about you, Barb?
You've been a little tied up, Adam.
Yeah, I should have another episode of the Carnivore Text coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned.
We're going to have some good YouTube tomorrow. Bill Knott and No Carb Barb. Check it out.
Yeah.
Ashley, anything new coming up?
Nothing new on the channel coming out, but I don't know which one Barb's putting out tomorrow, but I was a guest on her channel, so I was excited to be part of her group as well. And then, of course, our meetup that we've got coming up February 21st. We'd love to get folks there. So please, please, please make sure if you haven't already, go online, healinghumanity.movie/events and get your tickets. Come on out.
All right. And the only thing I want to say is we really appreciate everyone's support. Everyone's so excited about the documentary. We are so super close now. Make sure you sign up for our email newsletter, and then you'll be the first to know when we drop a new trailer and when the documentary is going to be ready and when everyone can watch it. If you're not familiar with anything I'm talking about right now, you can go to healinghumanity.movie, and you can sign up for our free newsletter there, and you can watch both of our 2 trailers that we have there. You can learn more about this exciting project that we're working on. Thank you all so much for your amazing questions. We really appreciate you. We do this every Thursday, so tune back in next week, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Hey, one last thing. Jesus and Carnivore super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, I missed it.
On there, I almost missed it too. I just saw her comment, but she just says, "Love you all. Everyone, come join us in HH Life from Jesus and Carnivore." So
Awesome.
I don't see it. I don't know what's going on. Normally I see those.
Back up there a little while. We just overlooked it for some reason. Sorry.
That's from Becky.
Miss Becky.
Thank you, Miss Becky. We really appreciate you. You are awesome. Incredible. Thank you all for the super chats and the memberships and everything. Have a good night. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Much love.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.